So you think you have a really strong opinion that every single artist coming into PMU should first and foremost understand the canvas,
100%.
which is the skin,
Yep.
facial skin.
That's it. The skin, which
Right.
is everybody has the same skin. It's skin, right? It's every artist works in the same canvas, regardless of fits type, ethnicity. It's skin,
Right.
and it's a living thing.
Living, breathing
It's
thing.
not a piece of paper, right? That where if I had some colored pencils and we can mix red and blue and we can make purple, right? And that it'll stay that way for 20 years on that white piece of paper. That's not the same, the same theory doesn't apply for skin. And so why? I love talking about the why. You need to understand why. Why doesn't it stay purple, in the skin, or just to use that as an
Right.
example.
Right.
And so there's so many eccentricities about the skin that the artist is just not educated with, because particularly circling back to new artists, they want to train with these latest and greatest techniques and use, ombre brows, and that's all great. Gosh, these are end results that the consumer wants. They want an ombre brow. They want,
Some.
well, yeah. I mean, there's a
A
market.
lot don't.
Well,
a lot don't.
Or they want whatever it is, the technique
Yeah.
that they're wanting to learn. Absolutely, learn every technique you can, but first know the skin you're working in, because it's not a one size fits all process, right? And so you really need to understand what protocol is in, what your plan of action is going to be for that client in front of you, based on their very unique canvas. Even if they're sisters, it doesn't matter. One can have an underlying medical condition. The other could have some kind of a skin condition that will sort of, tweak your process a little bit.
Right. I understand. I think like with the whole ombre brow and the structured brow, I think what a lot of young artists, we get a lot of emails on this. We get a lot of phone calls on this. The young artists are taught to do that highly structured brow, with mapping string, really squared
The
off.
Instagram brow, I
the
call it.
Instagram brow, which looks really beautiful on certain
A 21-year-old
certain clients
too. Yeah.
Right. That is not an eyebrow for the mature woman.
Right.
And so a lot of these young artists, they do not know how to freehand a brow. All they know is that highly structured brow, the straight bridge, that particular art, that, we call it like the structured brow. You call it the Instagram brow. But, there's a high percentage of clients that not only do they would not look good in that brow, doesn't suit them.
Agree.
They don't want that.
Right.
I mean, we actually have clients, coming in that request,
Not to have that.
Not to have that.
Yeah.
And so you have to be able to customize a shape for every single client, for their age group, their vibe, the way they dress, the way they, and what they want. You have to be able to freehand.
Right. It's about maintaining the integrity of the person in front of you.
Yeah. So, so that's why, I think it's really important to, not that it's not okay to use mapping string and rulers and do a structured brow. It's way okay to do that.
There's a place for it. Absolutely.
There's a face and a place for that for sure. But, I would also encourage young artists to, keep practicing and get comfortable freehanding.
Right.
When we do body tattooing, we use stencils, right? Absolutely. We outline a design, we make a carbon stencil, we stick the stencil on a body and we trace it, and so that's, I'm equating that to the mapping and creating a stencil for brow. So, but in body tattooing, we also have to be able to draw. Because what if you lose that stencil during the tattooing process?
Which I'm sure happens. I don't body tattoo. Yeah.
Or what if a client comes in and wants a custom design to represent, someone in their life that, passed away, or, something like that. So, and I think that's important also in PMU, that the young artist, besides learning and understanding how to map with a string, mark and design, because I do think that's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also think it's important that they also keep practicing freehanding lots of different faces. Just grab a pencil and you can make your marks and dots, but lose the string. Don't put all the marks with a string, but make some dots.
It's true.
Connect the dots,
Right.
and just really practice on your freehanding skills and developing that ability to do that in your artist eye for symmetry. I think that empowers an artist to be able to do that along with mapping strings and rulers.
I think the artist fails, in my opinion. And it's funny because yesterday we were filming and I don't map like traditionally. I just can see your face and know where your eyebrow should be based on your facial anatomy, right? It's not one size fits all. It's unique to the bearer's face. And so it just occurred to me at the last minute with one of the models is, oh gosh, I should show the viewer, sort of quote unquote, how to map very quickly without the string and all those things. And I was like, I did it really crudely, painting it, like writing numbers on her face with the pencil, because I realized that, gosh, not every artist has that eye.
Yeah.
That not every artist is taught to sort of learn the particular brow garden for the person's face based on their brow, structure. I consider brows like a garden. There's weeds in the garden, there's flowers in the garden. No garden in nature is perfect, right? This is why we're PMU artists, because we implant flowers that are missing, if you will, right?
Yeah.
As brow shaping artists, we remove the weeds from the garden and we'll fill in those gaps with pencil or tint. But you have to understand the boundaries of those gardens based on the face in front of you. And that's what's missing, I think, in terms of education.
Yeah, for sure. My artists that come in here and work here at Girlz Inc., we, a lot of them map, with the strings or the rulers, however, which way they do it to get to a beautiful result.
Yeah.
But I do drawing exercises. To develop their artist's eye and their freehand skills, because it just tends to make them a better brow artist.
Yeah, that's too advanced for me. It's too, I need a master's degree. It's like, I don't get the string. It doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
And if that works for you, then great.
Yeah.
Like if that's going to work for you, then amazing.
But I don't think, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But to
yes,
100% just to rely.
Right. I don't agree to just rely. I agree. Yeah, 100%. You need to know the face.
Because you're going to get faces in there where that type of mapping and structure brow just doesn't suit the face. It looks awkward and it just doesn't belong. That shape doesn't belong on
It's
that.
not cookie cutter. It's not a cookie
face.
cutter process.
Right.